In a world where law was once cold, secular, and rooted in power, one ancient document dared to be different. The Torah. Today we uncover how Torah law didn't just set rules, it launched a moral revolution. Let's dive in. Before Torah law, civilizations had rules, but no real justice. In places like Babylon, Assyria, and ancient Egypt, law was about protecting the elites. It was a tool for kings and priests to control, not uplift. The famous Code of Hammurabi, for example, treated life unequally. If a noble woman was injured, the punishment was severe. But if a slave was harmed, a few coins could cover the damage. Life had a price tag. Class mattered more than justice. Laws were transactional, they protected property, not people. Morality, kindness, fairness, compassion was not the goal. In short, there was law but no conscience. And then the Torah appeared. It didn't just regulate, it called humanity to a higher standard. For the first time in history, life was declared sacred. Justice was universal. The rich and the poor were judged by the same standard. Moral conscience became part of the law itself. Think about it. The Torah forbids gossip. It commands love for the stranger. It outlaws revenge, even when you've been wronged. It tells us not to hate in our hearts, something no human court can ever police. This was radical. No empire, no philosopher, not even Aristotle, had proposed merging law and ethics into one inseparable system. Let's go deeper. In Hammurabi's code, justice depends on your social rank. A noble gets different treatment than a commoner. Even murder could be paid off with enough money. In the Torah, one law shall be for you, for the native and the stranger. You shall not pervert justice for the poor or show favoritism to the great. No shortcuts, no buying your way out. Human dignity is not for sale. When a slave in Torah law is harmed, even losing just a tooth, he goes free. In Babylon, a slave was just property. When a thief breaks into a home in Torah law, his life is protected if there's no real danger. In Hammurabi's code, instant death, no questions asked. The Torah teaches that even in war, the darkest of human acts, morality still reigns. You must first offer peace. You cannot destroy trees to starve a city. You must treat captives with humanity. These weren't theoretical ideals, they were laws. And perhaps the most revolutionary idea, the Torah claims that God himself is the lawgiver. Not a king, not a priest, not even a prophet, only God. Throughout ancient history, kings made laws, but in Israel, the law stood above the king. Even King David, the greatest of kings, was bound by Torah law. Even the prophets, voices of God, didn't invent new laws. They called the people back to the original divine standard. The law wasn't just human advice, it was a covenant, a binding contract between heaven and earth. This fusion of morality and justice, born in the Torah, changed the course of human history. It inspired Christianity. It shaped Western democracy. It set the foundations for human rights and the dignity of every individual. Historians like Paul Johnson and Thomas Huxley recognize it. The Torah is the Magna Carta of the oppressed. the declaration that life, freedom, and dignity are sacred. To this day, no other legal system, not Hammurabi, not Athens, not Rome, rivals the moral vision encoded in the Torah. It taught us that true law doesn't serve the powerful. True law serves the weak. True law demands that even kings kneel before truth. So next time you hear someone claim that ancient law was brutal and primitive, remember,
know you've been a good friend.
There was one exception, one shining revolution. A revolution called the Torah. A gift not just for one people, but for all humanity.